Hey y'all, so let's get back to it. It's important that we not rush our seasons or the process. Processes are put in place for a purpose. If we skip training exercises and hurry through growth, we will not be fully equipped for the work that He has designed for us. I've got to make a note right here because we're going to talk about another verse in here that I've been studying. So timing and seasons and processes are important for growth. If the tree, if the leaves, if it bears too much fruit before the tree is strong enough to hold it, what's going to happen? The limbs, the branches, they're going to fall off of the tree because of the weight. So we have to have the foundation and the strength to hold and to bear up in that fruitful season. If we rush through and we don't fully fill in our foundation, it could be detrimental in the producing season, in harvest. One thing that I want to talk about is that being fruitful, so the actual bearing of the fruit, time for harvest, does not take the tree by surprise, right? It has been growing all along. In the same way that the birth of the baby doesn't take a mother by surprise. We may not know exactly when it's going to happen, but we know it's getting time. She's been planning and preparing. The baby's been growing and developing, and even our bodies prepare for the delivery ahead. And you know as well as I do the importance of waiting through that process. Even though come 34 weeks or 30 weeks, you are like, I don't know that I can go another 10 weeks. And then we go another 10 weeks. We're like with 38 going, whew, I'm so ready. Whew, I'm so ready. But it's very important that we don't rush through those last days, those last weeks, because they're crucial to the development of the promise, crucial to the development of that baby. You know, patience is not part of our human nature at all, apart from God. But He sees beyond what we can see. Well, I'm already there. And patience is actually, though, we talked about this last week, a fruit of the Spirit. And so in the seasons and in the waiting and in the moving from one season to another, patience is required where we don't have it in the natural. It is produced within us by the Spirit of the living God. It is a result of His work within us. And that's exactly what the Amplified Version says. You remember that the fruit of the Spirit, the work which His presence within us accomplishes, is patience. So if you, much like me, find yourself trying to speed up the process, trying to push the flight plans along just a little bit, or hurry the takeoff or the landing, let's remember that He will produce patience in me. If I will rely on my advocate, my helper, my strengthener, my advocate, my intercessor, He will produce in me what I cannot produce on my own. And patience is one of those things. But, you know, patience, it says in James 1:4, but let patience, the Amplified says, let endurance and steadfastness and patience have full play and do a thorough work, so that you may be a people perfectly and fully developed, look at that, with no defects, lacking nothing. That just goes perfect with the baby example that we were just talking about. In that last stretch, we are so exhausted and we are ready to hold that baby. But those last stretch is so important. And we want to be fully developed with no defects, lacking in nothing. And that's what we want in our harvest. Again, I'm looking at my peach tree going, I'm not going to get anything from that. We want to be fully developed, lacking nothing. So we must let patience, steadfastness, and endurance hold us steady while the Lord sets the times and seasons. And we'll pick up there tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.